Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
What's going on? So y'all, it's been a minute since I made a video. First off, I'd like to thank everybody who's new to the channel. I am a former law enforcement officer. I am a former military soldier who was deployed to Iraq in 04 to 05. And so a lot of cases I do cover are cases that are already, there's depositions in these cases, a lot of assault cases. But what I do is I just add in my 2 cents, because I do believe that some of these cases were rushed to be, I'm not going to say solved, but a disposition was rushed without giving further evidence. And some of these cases are the Kenneka Jenkins case, the Watts murders, the Delphi murders, JonBenet Ramsey, and now I'm covering Robert Brooks, the death of Robert Brooks, the inmate who was beaten to death at Mohawk, or it wasn't Mohawk, I'm not sure. I think he was transferred from Mohawk because he was assaulted by 2 inmates on December 7th and December 9th to Marcy Prison in NYC. As a former law enforcement officer, let me just say this. These fuckers are sick, sad piece of shits that wear a badge and thought they can get away with anything. There's no way in hell that these idiots, these people, treated this man like a fucking animal. And you guys know my language. I curse, and I try not to. But I didn't really read them. I've heard of this case, but I really didn't follow up on the case, and that's my fault. You know, I watch a lot of true crime stuff, but since it's ongoing, I don't really watch ongoing stuff because I just don't like the news. It kind of triggers my PTSD a little bit. And it just news makes all the lies and all the stuff they tell us that, you know, that we're supposed to believe. But this case kind of struck kind of hard to me. 12 detention, they're not even law enforcement. Let's get that straight, y'all. These are detention officers. Same thing as people who work in the county jail. They're detention officers. They hold no law enforcement credentials, no certifications. Most of these guys, let's say 90%, because I know some detention officers do go through law enforcement training, which is 4 to 6 months. It just depends on what state you're in. But these guys have no formal law enforcement training. So they go through a week and a half, possibly 2 weeks of training, learning how to handcuff, learning how to respond to riots, dealing with inmates, and stuff like that. And I think their main focal point in their training is not to be deceived by inmates or backing up their fellow detention officer. So back to these fucking idiots. These pieces of shit. These motherfuckers beat this man while he was handcuffed on a gurney bed in their medical wing. This man wasn't even in their custody for more than 30 fucking minutes, and he was already on the line. And I know people are going to say, you know what, the race thing, yeah, I'm going to put it out there. Race probably played a factor. 12 white detention officers beaten up, unarmed, subdued, handcuffed man to death. And I'm not going to play the video, and you guys can see, like, you know, what I'm doing, what I'm putting in my video is just like some of the court trials without any sound or anything like that. It's disturbing. The video is disturbing. It's sickening. It's fucking sickening. And the slap in the face to the family is that these motherfuckers were given bail. I've seen people with lesser charges have bail in the millions. In the millions. A mother was charged with neglect of her child. Her bail was set at $250 million. These motherfuckers' bail was set at $250,000. And it's on video that they beat him to death. They grabbed him up by his neck. They kicked him. They beat him with his own shoe. They picked him up, put him on the wall, holding him up. They try to stuff that paper that you see on those medical chairs before you go in, while you're in your appointment, you go into the doctor's office, you see those little things that slide over the chair for germs, whatever. They try to stuff that in this man's mouth. It's gruesome. I've seen a lot of stuff in my lifetime, y'all, and I was appalled. It upset me. I was sickened. And every single day, I feel bad because I wore that badge. And I represented something. I just represented something. And not all, let me clarify this, because not all departments are like this, y'all. Please don't lose faith in law enforcement. Please don't lose faith. I know some of these officers and deputies and agents do the wrong things, but that's not all. 90% of people who wear that uniform are outstanding people who understand the job, who understand that we are here to protect the public and we work for you guys. 90%. It's just the 10% that feel like they're above the law. They can do anything they want to. It gives the public mistrust. And when the public doesn't have any trust in the police or the sheriff's department or whatever departments that represent their cities or towns or, the state, it makes it bad for the rest of you who wear that uniform and swear an oath to protect and serve. I don't know how to put this in words. I don't know how to describe it because it's sickening to a point where, I understand where the hate comes from the public towards law enforcement. I understand defund the police departments because they have no oversight. A lot of these departments have no one who holds these people accountable. I want people to understand. I want people to honestly look up qualified immunity. When you're law enforcement, you get special privileges. And I'm not going to go into different secrets or stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the public is smart enough, but you're not, I wasn't, or law enforcement is not afforded the same type of legal ramifications when they do something. It's only until it's caught on camera or you have a whistleblower. So in this case, I believe that these sick fucks believe they got away with it. And I'm not praising the person who has a body cam on because the person who has a body cam on did not step in to stop this. They allowed this beating to go on. The nurse, she should have been indicted. I only pick cases that I know that are just top of the line, horrible. That's why so many of these countries hate America, because we always preach democracy and justice for all. But I feel like sometimes it's misguided, could be a lie, because now you're picking and choosing who you want to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. There should have been a federal investigation into this. Department of Justice should have got involved. And I'm not saying this was a hate crime, and I'm not saying it was something racial, but me just saying my own opinion. Again, guys, when I make these videos, it's just my own opinion, my own synopsis. If I'm saying it right, you say synopsis? Yeah. It's just my own thoughts and feelings. A lot of us are outraged. Black, white, brown, yellow. A lot of people are outraged. And then they're so cocky. I'm talking about the detention officers when they go into court knowing that they got a bond and they're able to walk out and go see their family. Robert Brooks is not able to go see his family anymore. Robert Brooks is no longer on this earth. Robert Brooks' son, his mother, his father, his aunt, his uncle, his grandchildren aren't able to see him no more. But the sickening thing is, y'all, that they don't care. And when I say they, you fill in the blanks of what I'm talking about. The system is built and made to, I don't even want to say that, because then I'm going to open up another door, and that's not what I'm trying to do. This is about Robert Brooks, a man who was supposed to be released in May or July of 2026. So he didn't have that much longer to go on a 12-year sentence. Regardless of what he was in prison for, he's still a human being. Regardless of what any of these people were in prison for, they're still human beings. I understand that job is hard, and I'm not making excuses, but it's a hard job. Anybody who's worked detention inside of a jail understand that, the monotony is dangerous. You're doing the same thing. You're locked in just like them for 8 hours. And I'm talking about the people who are incarcerated, wherever facility you're at. You guys work long shifts. It's threats, possibly somebody throwing urine and feces on you. But that's a job you guys signed up for. We all have to come together. We all have to understand that we are all human. We're human. No one is better than the other person. And this is my first video on the Robert Brooks case, and it's sickening, it's sad, y'all. But I just want to do this initial video because I finally watched the video. Like, I've never seen the video before I heard of this case, but I kind of heard it in passing. But, me doing my YouTube search, watching YouTube, and the video popped up. And after watching the video, I'm just like, all these people standing in that room, nobody intervened. And those officers, a fucking officer did a leg kick on him. They stripped his clothes off. They fucking beat him with one of his shoes. How much more gruesome, what's going through your mind when you're doing this shit? How much hatred you have for this person? It just shows that there's reform needed in these prisons. There is. But leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I love y'all. I will be putting out more videos. I just been on a break. I've been doing something. But I do love y'all. I wish everybody safe, health, and be, just live life, man. Life is too short. That man was in there for 30 minutes and he lost his life. But rest in peace to Robert Brooks. I'll see y'all in another video. I love you guys. Be easy. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.